Hello and welcome back to CS38 Racing. This is episode 41 of MotoGP Career Mode. Oh boy, it's a good one. We're down at home in Australia and we're fighting for podiums with the Honda. Pretty bloody incredible if you ask me. So grab the popcorn and sit down and enjoy this one. Okay, so we're jumping straight down into the weekend here. Looking pretty good all weekend. A bit of a wet one for practice. Expected, it's Phillip Island. But hey, what can you do about that? So, free practice one, we ended in 4th position there. So, pretty good so far for the start of the weekend. Let's jump straight down into practice. Now, it was a soggy practice. It wasn't the best practice session that we have had so far, but if we've shown anything this season, we have been pretty good with the wet conditions. It's not something that we've had to be that concerned about. I do think in the wet we are okay and can get some good results, so hopefully we can continue that here in Australia and allow ourselves to have a good positioning for the qualifying session to allow us to get good race position, track position coming into the sprint and full length race. With that being said, we're going to jump a little bit into our track guide here. We're down into Miller Corner. We've gone well and truly wide into Miller Corner there, which was not what we were wanting to do. But the track is quite good. It is one of my favorite tracks. Even though it is one of my favorite tracks, it's not actually my strongest track. I still think that tends to come to places like Mandalika and Malaysia. Whoa, we're off on the grass there. That's not what we were wanting to do. So overall, this is just a little bit of a snapshot of the practice session, but we put in some good runs. We got some good race pace going. Not that the race is going to be wet, but it was good to have that practice regardless. And it allowed us to have a good sense of what the bike feels like in the wet. That's always good, knowing that we're coming into tropical races like in Malaysia and possibly Thailand as well. So we're going to need that data going into those tracks as well. So we crossed the line here. We managed to do a 138.81. But overall, in the practice session, we did manage to sit, I believe it was 4th overall. And well, that's why we're sitting in 4th in the qualifying session here currently. So our first run in qualifying, let's see what we can do. We've got a couple of used soft tires from free practice 1. So we want to use those to get those out of the way. Even though it's nice and sunny here, the track temperature is still quite cold. As you can see on the brake discs and the tires, there is the ability for the tires to get relatively cold. Coming into turn 2, we're braking and doing a lot of trail braking, just keeping ourselves all good into Miller Corner. Sorry, not turn 2. My head's all over the place. Into turn 6 of Siberia. So all of these amazing parts of the circuit here, flicking it through turn 7 into turn 8 through the hay shed section, coming into Lukey Heights. Can take a few lines here, but you want to try and keep it nice and close to the curb. On the brakes, down into MG corner, we'll turn 10, MG either way. Then we flick left back into turn 11. Followed by another left-hander back onto the straight in turn 12. And we managed to get a pretty good run out of the corner there, and that puts us in with a 129.371. Currently sitting at the top of the table, but we know that there's more time to be found on this track, so let's get straight back into it. Keep the flow going, keep that momentum going for a 3-lap run 1, come back in, change the tires, come back out. That's sort of the strategy I'm thinking of using here in this session. Going to turn 3 Stoner Corner at 235 clicks. Oh, a little bit deep. A little bit deep into Miller Corner, but we managed to make it work. Again on the power, again just chipping away at that time. It's the most important thing here, just keep chipping away at that time. We can put ourselves into a better position and an improved position. So let's just keep it nice and smooth there. We are currently sitting in 5th with the time that we had previously set, almost a second off what Jorge Martin is doing on the front row of that grid, followed by his teammate Franco Morbidelli, Bastianini, and probably Pecco Bagnaia, then Marquez. So again, we've got to keep ourselves ahead of Marquez because that is our main target for this round in the championship. As we come across the line, what are we looking to do? We're looking to do a 120. No, we didn't break the 129 barriers. We're in the 129 121. That puts us in 9th. So we've dropped down to 9th now in our overall battle to be in the podium here at our home round. So I'm thinking if we can get at least on the first 2 rows, I would be happy here, considering we have had quite good pace. Come twitching and to Stoner Corner. We're 2/10 up on our previous lap time into turn 4, the Miller Corner. Keeping that speed nice and flowing, because the more flowing we get here, the better the outcome will be, because it's all about carrying speed at this track. It's all about the corner speed, and that's why I think it's such a rider's track. It's a real track that brings out the differences in the riding styles and sort of really separates riders and their abilities. So we come over Lukey Heights now into turn 10, coming down the hill on the brakes, a little bit of the slip on the rear. We're 0.017 off our personal best lap time, I believe that is, or off what the time is from Martin. Again, we found a pretty big chunk of time here, another 4 to 5 tenths on this lap. That should be a considerable improvement, considering we have dropped down to 10th now, and that is looking like we have brought ourselves back up to 7th. Now we're going to flick into our second run here. So we've put on a new set of tyres and we're going to go for it. This is the last lap. We have to make this work. Heavy into turn 1, flicking it into turn 2, the long southern loop corner, making sure to keep ourselves on that side of the tyre, putting the power down. We've already 10th up in the first sector, so this could be promising. Down into the Miller Corner, making sure we got through there. We didn't drop the bike at all, so that's a positive start here for this lap. Again, it's just squeezing the tiniest margins out of the lap that could make a big difference between us sitting in 7th or 6th or possibly even 5th, depending on how good we go on the closing stage of this lap. Okay, we're coming to Lukey Heights for the last time of asking in this qualifying session. We are looking to keep ourselves in that fight for the first 2 rows on the grid, because that's going to put us in a prime position to be fighting for a podium here with Honda at our home track. Let's see now as we wind on the power out of turn 11 into turn 12, making sure to maintain that mid-corner speed the whole way through. Back on the power, dropping the ride height device and absolutely fanging the bike down the straight. We are doing a little bit better. We've put ourselves into 5th with a 128.337. Let's see how we can go in the sprint race. Okay, we're down here in the sprint race. We are starting on 5th, surrounded by Ducatis. Off the line, let's see, we've lost out to the Aprilias already. Brad Binder has got a good start, so has Fabio Quartararo. We're getting swamped into turn 1. We need to make up some time. Back on the brakes, that is Marquez on the outside of us there, so we need to ensure that we are ahead of Marquez. Through there on Brad Binder, a little bit touchy, but have to get this done. It's the first lap. You have to be a bit aggressive, otherwise you can take a bit of time trying to find your position post that happening. On the inside of Maverick Vinales and Aleix Espargaro, but we've gone to the inside of the curb there as we're trying not to rub too much paint with Vinales, but unfortunately it has resulted in us getting in this massive dogfight with the 2 Aprilia factory boys here. Now we're coming alongside past those Aprilias now. Our sights are on the Ducati 4 at the front. So we can see that we do make up considerable amounts of time in those braking zones. So we've got to keep that in mind and know that that's a little bit of our strength here going into this race. We're deep into turn 10, so that's going to lose us a little bit of time. We really didn't want that to be the case. We can kind of see those 4 guys slipping away at the front. We don't want that to be the case. We want to make sure that we're right on their rear tire fighting for the podium positions. Again, we can see that the bike of Franco Morbidelli is now starting to come back into focus a little bit here for us. We're gaining time into that middle corner. We can see that we're on the tail of Morbidelli here, so we just need to keep chipping away at that gap, looking to make moves where we can, and just ensuring that we make as clean passes as possible. As we can see now, we're going to roll across the line now to make it 2 laps remaining in this sprint race. We're a little bit out on the curbs there. It's going to lose us a little bit of drive down into turn 1. Looking to make our way through as best as possible. We've got pace. We can see that we've got pace on the bikes ahead of us here. We just need to catch up to them, and that's the biggest thing with those Ducatis. We know they're very powerful, they're very hard to pass as well. Again, trail braking into Miller corner. Is there an opportunity there? We're making it happen. We're forcing Morbidelli. Morbidelli closes the door on us now. We're looking to go back on the inside in Siberia. Can we force a gap? We do manage to force a gap out of Siberia, but we've had to sit up so that we don't run off the grass, and we're twitching. Oh, we've gone and collided with Morbidelli. Morbidelli gets through, and we go for the undercut. We go for the undercut. Incredible there. Incredible stuff as we come over the corner. Now we've got to defend into MG. It looks like Franco was not close enough to pull a move back on us there. We can see that the riders ahead of us are now looking to have a little bit of a battle, and if they keep having this battle, this could bring us back into that podium battle, which would be very, very nice here. We're now on lap 4 of 5. We can see those Ducatis ahead of us are battling. So that mistake out of Siberia on the inside has given us a track limits warning, so we have to make sure that we monitor those. But we can see Bastianini and Pecco Bagnaia are really chopping each other up here on the last lap. This could feed right into our hands if we have a really perfect final lap, because these guys are losing time hand over fist to Jorge Martin out the front. We come across the line to complete our best with a 128.071. Look at that, Brave moves on the outside into doing corner, but that gives Bastianini. Bastianini has closed the door. We're running a bit wide here because we're witnessing an incredible battle between the two Ducatis. But we're really trying to get right back into this battle. We could snatch second position here if we are really, really lucky. Could we make a move on the inside of Bastianini? No, we've had a bit of a twitch in the braking zone. It's caused us to run wide. We're right on the tail here. This is exciting stuff, folks. We're looking to keep ourselves in line with Ducati. That's pretty incredible here in our home round. Again, we just lose a little bit of drive with the wheelie that this Honda has had all season. Getting closer. It's getting closer. Are we going to make up a move into MG? We're looking to make it possible. Not so. But Bastianini has run wide. Have we got the ability to sit him up? No, we don't. Okay, I think... Could we make a move into the final corner? It's a bit hard to make moves on these corners here. It was very close though. It was very, very close. We're looking to get on the power out wide on the curbs. We've lost drive, and that is game over. We are in 4th place for the sprint race. Not too bad at all. 4th place with a 128.071, so we were only marginally off Martin's time there. That puts us in 6th in the championship. We are still ahead of Marquez on the points. So that's still pretty good for our championship there. Franco Morbidelli sitting in 4th, Vinales in 5th, Castrol in 5th for Teams Championships, and Honda in 3rd for the Constructors Championship as it sits after the sprint race. Okay, we're down here for the race. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what is available here. We come off the line a little bit all over the place there. But we're it's not the greatest start, but we know that with the Honda we haven't been able to get the jump off the line that we need. We're going to be taking some alternate lines here. We're already sitting in 6th place. Diving down. Oh, there's been our incident. We've got a warning call. Yeah, and we're in a similar position to where we were in the sprint race, behind these 3 at the front. Come across the line now for our first lap. We've managed to do quite well here. Got ourselves into 4th, so up 1 position. Same as the sprint race, it is ourselves just behind the likes of the 2 Ducati boys, with Franco Morbidelli behind us as well. So this time we've already cleared Morbidelli early in the race, is giving us lots of opportunity towards the tail end of this race. Running the soft combination is also going to give us a little bit of better braking in the first half of the race, but again the tyres can drop off towards the end of the race. gone well and truly deep into Miller Corner, pretty much taking a long lap penalty there. Now we've got to get back through on Franco Morbidelli, so we've given ourselves more work to do here. Or looking to make a move around the outside of Lucky Hart's very ambitious. Very much Alex Lowe's in a few years ago on the Kawasaki, well last year on the Kawasaki. Had a bit of a twitch there, we managed to make a bit of a block pass on Franco Morbidelli. Now those front three have really got away. About 1.5 seconds. That's a lot of time to make up at this stage in the race. But there is just over 6 laps to go, so it could be something that we do find ourselves fine again. That's a long way to catch up to those Ducatis. So we're going to have to play the game here. But again, a 4th place isn't that bad in the context of the championship and in what we need to do for the possibility of getting a ride next year, even though this will be the final season that we do on GP24 before we jump onto GP25, as we'll probably end up doing a double episode week just to ensure that everything goes smoothly into MotoGP 25. If you're looking to get MotoGP 25, let us know down in the comments what you're looking forward to in GP25. Are you going to buy it straight away, or are you going to wait? Because if you're playing on PC, there's quite a few mods out there already, which are quite good at getting the bikes to look like the GP25 bikes and can reskin it and everything. But for myself, I will be getting the GP25 game. So we've managed to close the gap to under a second now to those front 2 Ducatis. Really closing in on this lap in particular. In that first sector, we seem to be very strong compared to the AI. The rest of the competition here. Bit of a twitch on the rear into turn 10, but we have closed that gap down on the 2 Ducatis now. Oh, the Ducatis have really brought themselves wide there in that battle. This is where we're able to really make ground. Very close here. Yes, we're going to make through a move on Pecco Bagnaia. Do we hold that into Siberia? Yes, we do. Very good there. That's put us on the podium here in the Australian Grand Prix. Now we're really looking looking to stalk down Bastianini here. We're looking to keep right on that rear tyre, put as much pressure as possible in the late stages of the race, because if we can pick up a second position, that is even better here in our home round in Australia. Let's see if we can put the pressure on Bastianini as we come around now for the 7th lap. 2-2. Oh, we've gone past there. I don't really believe we would have had enough speed to get past the Ducati, but we seem to. I do think that Bastianini braked a little bit early there, but either way, we've been able to capitalise off that and make ourselves take the second position. Got through now. It's a bit of a big gap through to Martin, so I don't think we're going to be able to catch up there. We had a little bit of a twitch. Wouldn't it be good if in these closing laps we close right up to Martin and take a home race win? That would be the dream, but I don't think that's going to happen here today. Eight laps of 9 now, just a few laps to go. And we can see that we do have pace, but I don't know if we're going to have enough time here to be able to catch up to Martin. Come across the line to do our fastest lap of 128.156. We're consistently staying in the 128s. It's the last lap here in Australia. We've managed to make a considerable gap back to the Ducatis behind us. And we are looking to go with Martin, but Martin's just got the edge there and is 1.1 seconds ahead. I don't think we're going to be able to close that gap considering we're running pretty similar lap times. Come through the hayshed section for the final time. Let's hope that everything stays together. We don't want to drop it now with all these points that we could get. A bit wide into turn 10. So that's it. We have secured a second place home podium here in the main race. Bloody fantastic, you ripper. So second there, we did do the fastest lap of the race, so who knows, over a longer distance we may have been able to catch up to Martin there. Hey, Guys, yes, you, the dear viewer, if you've liked this episode, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit that bell notification. Let's get this channel to 300 subscribers. What? So that would be incredible if you could. Yeah, you know, it's free. It lets me know that you're enjoying the content. We're sitting in 6th in the Riders' Championship. I think it's a bit of a tall order to get into the top 5, even though we were in the top 5 in our rookie year on the Aprilia. We are still 3rd in the Constructors' Championship as well, considering that we're the top performing Honda. So if you've liked this one, guys, hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, show the love. Comment down below what you thought your favourite part of this round was. Any suggestions, any tips you want for MotoGP games. Probably a little bit too late to be doing some guides in the MotoGP sector, considering that the new game is coming out soon. But anyway, loving the support and all those main commenters in the on the channel. You guys know who you are. Very much appreciate you guys' engagement with the channel. Without you guys, the channel wouldn't be what the channel is today. Alright, with that, stay safe, have fun, keep living life, keep playing those games, keep going fast, living life to the fullest, even though I don't really like that saying. Either way, enjoy. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.